Good afternoon. This is Mayor Karen Lake calling to order the Budget and Finance Committee meeting of the City of Keystone Heights, Thursday, February 25th at 3:30 p.m. City Manager, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Lake.
Here.
Councilman Brown.
Here.
Everybody is present, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any public comment cards?
I have none.
All right, then we'll move to our first agenda item, financials. Ms. Rakowski, would you like to take the lead?
Yes, Madam Mayor. In your packets that were emailed and then also printed out, we do have a set of financials. These are not, they have not been reconciled yet. They are year to date with the current balance sheet. It's something that, above and beyond what you'll see in your council packets on Monday, you will notice through our general fund that there's a little bit of a different format as we're transitioning over to that new format that was discussed between our auditor and our accountant. So with that being said, if there's any specific questions that you may have on our financials, but this is really just for your visibility.
Any questions, Mr. Brown? Generally speaking, how are we in terms of budget and time of year?
We're looking really good. I was a little bit concerned with especially our CIP dollars, our gas dollars that were coming in. However, we're almost just about spot on for 5 months into the fiscal year.
Okay. Seeing no questions about the financials, let us move on to item number 2, Rails to Trails bid award recommendation.
Madam Mayor, you were handed the bid tabulation sheet from Michael Baker International that we received as a result of this morning's bid opening. They've gone through all the paperwork to make sure that everything was in line, especially that we're dealing with state funding with the RTP grant. But we do have Earthworks as the lowest bidder at $82,274.72. So if it pleases the Budget and Finance, that would be the recommendation of the Budget and Finance for bid award on Monday.
And just for perspective and for transparency, can you remind us how much we budgeted for this phase of the trailhead?
This phase consists of the 8-spot parking lot as well as a drinking fountain and hookups to water and a sign. We received $46,000 from the state under the RTP grant and then a $46,000 match from county's funding. So that gives us a $92,000 budget. We're well within the budget with Earthworks bid.
Okay. Any comments, Mr. Brown?
Is he planning on starting this soon, since he's already here?
Once council decides to award to Earthworks on Monday night, then we do have paperwork that needs to be submitted to the state. We'll be waiting for our notice to proceed from them. We should be having that within the month, and then it's a 2 to 3 week project on Earthworks' part.
Okay. So please show consensus,
Yes.
or do you need a motion?
A consensus. We do not do motions on Budget and Finance.
So consensus is we'll go with Earthworks. And congratulations to them for being awarded the bid. Our third item on the BNF agenda is the beach renovation and the CD funding.
Yes, so Madam Mayor, if I may draw your attention to the sheer construction, we did get a revised contract scope and fee for the work. There's 2 parts to this. There's an Exhibit A and Exhibit B. The first exhibit, Exhibit A, is just for design, and that's $14,000. Exhibit B is for the covered picnic area to the side of Geneva Jungle, the restroom, the rehab of the restroom facilities, the addition of storage, seeing that we will be taking down the old ticket booth, and then the renovation of the stage. That comes to $228,984.
Can I ask a question here?
Absolutely.
We had originally or initially received a bid of $55,000 for the restrooms,
Yes.
and that portion of the bid has gone up pretty significantly.
Yes, it has. And so that was the addition of storage to the back of the building, because we will be taking down that ticket booth. And so therefore we need a place to store the soap, paper towels, toilet paper, things of that nature that would be crucial to the restroom area. That's adding on, I think it's a 6-foot by 20-foot block storage area to the back of that restroom.
So it is gonna be concrete block?
Yes,
And I just want to clarify, we're renovating the existing structure, is that correct?
that's correct. It will not be torn down, but we're going to be updating our water lines, which is an issue now, water, sewer, renovating the inside, the anti-vandalism fixtures inside of those, the stainless steel versus the porcelain. It will be I believe it'll be a floor mount versus a wall mount, so there won't be it will be a tankless, if you will, toilet. Just making those things stronger so that they can't be ripped off the wall, and then redoing the piping in the wall.
Basically gonna be built like a jail cell.
Well, a nicer, a park
It'll be-
facility that you
yeah,
would,
But still, you're doing stainless steel and everything, and we have replaced those things so many times, and stainless steel is the way to go,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I'm not questioning that. I am questioning, that is a huge amount of money for us. Huge amount, $228,000. In Exhibit A, in the architectural design and structural engineering phase, before we approve this 228 or find the money, shouldn't we be able to see what it's actually going to look like?
so that comes to the second part of this conversation. We've had several different conversations about opening the beach and how to do that with construction going on, if we're going to continue construction down at our park. I think that it's pretty obvious that it's time that we open our park. It's time to allow people to use our park and our pavilion for this moment. I've had conversations with Shear Construction about the possibility of just approving Exhibit A right now, the $14,000 going for design, and then once we get the design of these 3 structures that we're looking at rehabbing, then we can close down our park again, possibly come fall time when it's not going to be used as much and the students are back in school, and then we can go through the 2-month renovation that it's going to take so that construction can flow easily, and there's not going to be any patrons down there, there's not going to be any kind of visibility or any visitors down there.
And that would be appreciated, I think, because we still have this DOT project ongoing.
Yes.
And I know I spoke with Troy 2 days ago, and I think he expects them to start milling downtown this evening,
Yes.
or
So
within the couple of days of where we're at right now.
mhm.
So anything that's happening down here would just really kind of congest the entire area.
Right, and so we were not kidding when we said the entire city was going to be under construction
I
for
know,
quite
right?
some time. And then with CARES and everything else that has happened, we've just kind of put emphasis on that. But with that being said, then I would encourage the Budget and Finance to consider the recommendation of approval of the $14,000 design out of this fiscal year. And then we can talk in just a second about CDs
Okay?
funding the other $228,000, but that way council has a good visibility on what the project's going to look like at the end, and then we can strategically decide how we're going to move forward with those renovations.
I really feel strongly about phasing it in,
We need to see,
pictures.
I'm a picture person,
I am too.
so.
And I'm really concerned about the platform canopy and how it fits in with the rest of that park.
So that would be staff's recommendation, is to go ahead and move forward with the $14,000 this fiscal year. Like I said, we'll talk about CDs in just a moment, because we'll need to figure out where the $228,000 will come from. But that way council can see what we're going to get for the $228,000.
I'm comfortable with that, are you?
Yeah, I am curious, if we're gonna open up the beach, is those restrooms capable of being used like they are right now?
So it's going to require a lot of maintenance. They do have a fresh coat of paint, because we do have an event coming up. We'll open them as much as we can, but with the understanding that there's going to be some hardships throughout the summer, that they will have to be closed down. Now, with this being said, and knowing that we're walking into a renovation, I don't want to spend a good deal of money replacing these fixtures, but we will keep them open as much as we possibly can. And that's the best answer that I can give you with opening this beach at the moment. They are usable.
They're touchless, I mean, they've been upgraded some.
So we do have as much new fixtures as is capable of handling at the moment.
My thing is, if we're gonna open it, we have to have some kind of facility down there for people. to go
So
back.
with that being said, it's,
Well, there's
Well-
also this one up here, maybe just some signage too. If you have to close it down, that the restroom up here at City Hall
And
is,
we've done that
and we've
before.
had the restrooms closed down for a long period of time due to some of the vandalism that has happened in those restrooms without closing down the entire park. There are other public parks that do not have restroom facilities and things of that nature, so it is going to be a hardship, an inconvenience if we do have to close down those restrooms because the facility's not working. However, I don't think that it's going to be in our best interest to close down the entire park because of the restrooms.
I wasn't saying we're gonna close them all, close it down. I was just curious of what we're gonna do if the bathrooms were available to be
So.
used, but I was thinking they were just messed up completely and we weren't gonna be able to use them until
We have done as much maintenance as we can without
okay.
putting in a ton of money into them, because we know that that's just not going to work. We're gonna keep putting money into it, so.
So I'm good with the 14,000 for right now.
me
Okay.
too. If we can move that, that would be awesome.
And
We're-
then I'll bring that entire packet to council on Monday.
Okay. And then we have on our agenda a fourth item, a green wall.
That I put on there just in case, Madam Mayor, you want it to put on there for discussion purposes, an idea for the budget and finance, so that maybe ease the conversation into the agency on Monday.
Okay. This is a suggestion from me. I believe as a small town, as we're moving through this facelift, the physical facelift, that one of the things that we could do to help people or to stop people as they drive through town is create, I hate to use social media as a prop, but find Instagram moments, right? Either through our landscaping and how we landscape the rest of downtown when we get to the softscape, and also use some of the facades of our buildings as artwork instead of murals, use live green walls. And I don't know if you can pull up an example. I don't know if, I have some on my,
I have no idea what a green wall is.
okay.
I know what Palaca did with murals, but that's not what you're talking about.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. These are actually, here,
Can you Google?
Is that plants?
yeah.
Oh. I've never heard of.
So one of the businesses that I've spoken with that is open to looking at a green wall is Atlantic Logistics. They have the wall that's on, don't ask me northwest, east, or south, but they have the little lot in between, what was Dean's Drugs?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that wall, as you're coming through the
Mhm.
stoplight, would be a living wall, or could be a living wall. And then I have two other locations I think would be perfect for living walls, but this is kind of one of the, an initial look at it. Something
Well,
that,
she's done a lot of landscaping.
yes,
right
she's
there.
already done it, and we talked about just continuing it right on up the wall to create a moment where you say, oh my gosh, I gotta stop here, gotta take an IG picture, that kind of thing. But it is costly. I've done a lot of research. I have two bids sitting on my laptop. I'd like to continue to look and see if I could get the cost down. But would you stop and take a picture if you saw it?
Oh, I ain't answering that question.
Well,
I'm
would
not
you
a-
girls
My
stop?
girls probably
Okay, there
would,
you
but
go.
I'm not sure I would. But I mean, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's, now with that would come out of the CRA, it'd be like a grant thing, like we did facade grants and
Yes.
stuff? Is that how that would work?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's Madam Mayor's intentions.
That's how you, okay.
Mm-hmm. But it's pricey. I thought it would be reasonable, but it's not.
So why is it so pricey?
Because it has an irrigation system and a timer, and it waters itself, maintains itself.
Well, I know Amanda already has irrigation right there.
She does. I know. I checked it out, took pictures, sent it to a couple companies.
All I can say is that's interesting.
We got
I've
you.
never seen it before.
Well, we can talk about a CRA. Again, I think you have one or three walls in town that would be really, you know, the,
Barber shop, side of the barber
yes,
shop.
and the flooring, the two-story flooring,
Oh, God.
because it's such an eyesore, you know? Something to think about.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else to come before budget and finance? Seeing none, we're adjourned.